Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Dropping into Happiness. We are your hosts. I am Rachel.
And I'm Maggie. Woo!
I feel like it's so much more like serene today. It's kind of earlier morning for me over here on the West Coast. I know and it's a weekend and it's just nice and calm and quiet. So
we're easing into the podcast today,
friends. I think so, yeah. And I feel like it's a very easy topic today. It's nothing that's we're not getting real deep. We're not getting into some of the heavy hitting stuff, but today's podcast was actually a question that we received from a listener on our Instagram. I told you guys, we like to interact with you guys. So any kind of engagement we really enjoy. So this was actually a question that listener, I'm going to say Kari. I don't know if it's Kari or Carrie because it's spelled a little different. So I'm going to say both just in case one of them is incorrect. So Carrie Y. So hopping into today's podcast, I'm like, I feel like I'm missing some things. We want to say hi to the Sundrops.
Yes, hello to our Sundrops. We just celebrated Rachel's birthday.
Yes.
So happy belated again. And thanks to all who sent her love on the Instagram. That was so awesome to see.
Some of you guys even sent me videos. Like, I can't tell you. Like, I know I did a story and like I started crying. I seriously had tissues with me all day because of all of the messages that I was getting all day long. I just couldn't take all the love at once. Like it was just coming out of my face in tears, but it was such a good day. My husband and I went out and I got some new sneakers. I got me some new Under Armour sneakers and they are amazing and just had a really, really good day. But so as of the day that this is launching, in 2 days will be Maggie's birthday.
Woo! June babies. I love birthdays.
Do you have any plans for your birthday or are you just going to have just kind of a chill day?
I'm actually going to Disney. We'll be there Friday through Monday, and then the day after my birthday party.
Your 40th birthday party?
My birthday. The day after my actual birthday, we'll pop over to Tampa, and I'm going to one of my best friend's baby showers.
Yeah, so I've been seeing the pictures of her progress. Oh my gosh, they're adorable.
Yes, and so that'll be really fun. And then we'll pop back to Disney and spend the rest of the weekend there. So I'm excited. For those that don't know me particularly well, might not know, I'm a huge Disney fan, and I used to live in Orlando and went to the parks at least once a week. So I do miss that aspect, being so close to the park. So really excited to go there and stay on property and celebrate.
And I'm like, don't you even have a Mickey necklace on right now?
Yes, every day. This was a gift from my Mama Joe, so I wear it every single day, and it brings me so much joy.
I know. I'm so because I started it in decade, and you're wrapping up your 20s. So
I know this will be 29 and feeling fine. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it's fun though, because I feel like both of us, it's a very milestone-ish kind of year for us, but we're both very much looking forward to them. I think you said this before too. We tend to be very optimistic people. Like we do like to try to look for the good in every day. And so I think this is going to be a good year for both of us. Yay.
Yay. We're going to crush it. Woo-hoo.
I know. and as always, we always do like to thank everybody for the ratings and reviews. I love when we get to see new reviews come in. And I was looking at our ratings the other day. I couldn't believe how many of y'all have given us ratings. Like it was amazing. I was very touched at the amount of ratings that you guys have given us. And it's, and I don't know if people even know where to do that either. So on the show notes for this one, I'm going to see if I can find the link if anybody ever wants to do that. That could just take you straight to a ratings page. I'm going to see if I can find that because I know sometimes it's not always the easiest thing to find, but I want to make it helpful in case anybody ever wants to do that for us because that helps us get served to more people and can just keep the podcast going because it just keeps gaining momentum. And we want to thank you guys so much for all of that. Yay.
And if you're a YouTube person, liking our video, commenting on the video, and of course subscribing really does help support our content creation. Yes. So if you're a loyal YouTube watcher, that would be the go-to. So,
I know, and it's so funny. Like I didn't even know certain people were watching YouTube, and then I saw someone in person one day, and I think I had this headband on. She's like, "Oh, hey, you wear that a lot on the podcast." I was like, "I do actually."
Yeah. Like, thank you, Honey Bear Bands.
I know. I'm like, I guess I wear it pretty frequently. Somebody recognized it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think a lot of people started watching the YouTube because of all of our props and
I think so.
and things that we share. It's a great. So if you haven't watched us yet, if you've only been listening, maybe check it out. You never know, it might change your world.
Well, and I'm a very animated person. So even on here, I feel like I talk with my hands and I'm a very facial expression kind of person.
Which is so funny because I think that I am too, but then sometimes when you post little clips from the recordings and I'm watching my listening face, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like Justin was sharing something so profound in the last one and my face is like,
You're like,
wow,
I swear I was listening. I was very engaged.
I know, but then I was like, oh, I need to work on my listening face because I'm just deadpan. Like,
oh my God. So we know now. So if you ever see those clips, like, oh, that's Maggie's listening face. That's,
right. Like I am in the moment.
Face. Yeah. She's focused. She's focused.
So
I'm like, I think that's everything we got. We always want to encourage you guys to go to the merch store and get all the fun goodies. Like me and Maggie have some of the cool stuff, and it is open year round all the time. It's not like a seasonal thing. I know some podcasters like to do like a seasonal push, but our merch store is always open. The link for that is always going to be also in the show notes, but it's also, you can get to it from our Instagram as well. So I think that's all the announcements before we get into the topic. I really do. Have I missed anything?
Yay. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay. So as I was saying, today's topic, I think, is kind of a fun one. Like, we're talking fashion today. And I don't know if you guys know, but Maggie's pretty fashionable. So this is going to be a good one. So like I said, listener Kari/Carrie, I hope you could let me know which one is more correct. I'm just going to read you the little message that she sent to us. I thought it was really sweet. So she said, hi there. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm loving the podcast and all caught up. I was wondering if y'all had any tips or tricks for clothes as the pounds come off without spending a fortune on the clothes that we may not be in for a long time. And I immediately responded and I said, holy cow, can we use this as an episode topic? Because this is a great conversation. She's like, yeah, go ahead and use that. So, because I think you and I have went at this from different angles. I feel like, because I don't know if I've ever asked you how you did it, but just watching your journey, I feel like I've seen you come at it slightly differently than I did. So how do you think you approached that whole situation, the clothes situation of us losing consistently pretty much for about 1.5 to 2 years? What do you do without spending a fortune on just getting new clothes every couple of months?
The first thing I want to mention before I forget is if there's anybody out there who's listening whose clothes currently do not fit them in a way that they are too small, uncomfortable, and you might be thinking, oh, I want to get back into my clothes. If you don't have any clothes that fit you well right now, I highly, highly encourage you to invest in just a couple of outfits that fit you how you are right now. Because I do love fashion. I do love garments and all of those things. And I've never needed an excuse to go buy a new outfit. But there's something that hits you when you put on clothes that fit you properly. Yeah. It affects how you carry yourself in the world. It affects how you feel, how you move, your productivity levels. And life is just too short to force yourself to fit into something and to be uncomfortable in the meantime. So I know it's very easy when you start a weight loss journey to think, oh, I'm not going to buy anything until I lose X amount of weight, but you deserve to feel good throughout all stages of your journey. So I have always loved clothes. I've always loved shopping, and I've always loved a good deal. So I feel like this topic just really hits home. Yeah. When I first started, it was about a couple of weeks into my journey. It was around the time when the world kind of shut down and I had a lot of free time on my hands. But I went into my closet and I surveyed everything. I took a few days to do this because it's very easy to get overwhelmed, but I would go in chunks. So I would just do dresses and I would try on all of my dresses and I would, kind of do is her name Marie Kondo, where she's like, does this spark joy? Yeah. Yes. So I would ask myself, like, have I even worn this? Am I not wearing it simply because it doesn't fit right now? or am I not wearing it because I just don't even really like it that much anymore? But I did a survey, and anything that was too big, I immediately got rid of. I said, we're not going back here.
Yeah.
And then anything that was too tight, I took pictures of me in the outfit so that way I could continue to try it on, track my progress, which I
That's a
think
good
is
idea.
a fun way to kind of utilize that part of your journey to track
Yeah.
the fit of your clothes. And then what I did is I started a Poshmark. And at Poshmark, you can start for free. It's a free app, and it's just a place to sell your clothes online. Anything that I felt maybe was a little bit too worn or outdated, or, I would donate to the women's shelter. But things that I thought were a little bit more elevated or just like I could get some money back on it, I put it up on Poshmark. And Poshmark does a lot of the work for you in terms of like printing shipping labels. And
Oh, wow.
really all I had to do was like I just started harvesting boxes from things, like saving them so I could send clothes back out in the boxes. Yeah. So I got just rolling on Poshmark, and I would do little chunks. And so then in a couple of months, I would go through my closet again, reevaluate anything that had gotten too big, went on to Poshmark or went to a women's shelter, and I just removed it from my environment because, decision-making fatigue is real. And if you go into your closet and you have like a bajillion different sizes and you're not really sure what fits you and you don't really know if you even like the clothing anymore, like it just makes getting dressed so much harder. So that's why I am even if you're not on a weight loss journey, I am of the belief that we should be evaluating and, constantly looking at, am I really using this or could it find a better home? Because I just think it makes getting dressed so much easier. So I would sell things on Poshmark, and then the money that I would make from these items, I would then turn around and reinvest it back into clothes. And I do a lot of my shopping secondhand from places like Poshmark or from Facebook groups. Like, if you know me, I love Lily Pulitzer, and her stuff is expansive. So I buy it all. I buy it all secondhand from like a $50 and under like Facebook group.
Oh, fun.
And then there's also like on Instagram a lot of small business owners who actually thrift clothes and then will resell those thrifted items that they have found on Instagram, like as a part of a small shop. And I love this because they do the work of finding the fun, unique things, and then you can support them and support, it's great for the environment to shop secondhand. It kind of extends the life, and it's usually cheaper than going in store.
Well, like you said, you can get some of the brands that maybe you wouldn't get firsthand kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. And save a lot of money and just give it a whole new life. And I love secondhand pieces because they usually, to me, I can kind of like create a little bit of a story. So I just really recommend constantly reevaluating, like every few months. If you're actively on a weight loss journey, actively losing, clear that stuff out that's not serving you anymore, because it can create space for new things. And then in terms of like, if secondhand shopping isn't an option or you just need more variety and availability, Walmart.
There's some really good basics for
it
like
is
$4.
very underrated. Yes,
Yeah.
Walmart has great fashion. And I really recommend in general with a lot of places shopping online. I know it can be inconvenient, but a lot of places now like Walmart and Target, they have really fast shipping, free returns in store or through the mail. And so you can kind of get an idea of your size and be in the comfort of your own home. I don't know about y'all, but dressing rooms are usually so hot. The lighting is usually terrible.
The mirrors, it's like funhouse mirrors, and you're like, this is not what I look like at home.
Right, you can't find anything. You can't find anything like in the sizes that you need. So I'm a big proponent of shopping online and just taking. I know it's like, oh, it takes time to return. In the grand scheme of things, you're saving yourself a lot of heartache. Also, sorry, like I said, I could go on and on. But this is my last one for now. Is if you discover something that you really like, and you know you're going to like it for a while, but you're losing weight, I would buy it in the size that currently fits you and then buy one in a size down.
Oh.
So that way you have it, because oftentimes with
Yeah.
places like Walmart and Target and more of like faster fashion places, they won't have that pant in like 4 months. And you're like, gosh, I really love that pant. It was my favorite work
Yes.
pant. And so then you have, a size down. There's always the option of tailoring as well. So,
Yes.
I mean, there's so many options.
I'm telling you though, like the person you described when you first started, maybe you're wearing 2 sizes too small, and you're like, yeah, that was me. I think when I started, I was in a 20. So I'm 5'6", and I was wearing a size 20, and I more than likely should have been at least another size bigger, because it was doing the whole like embedding into my skin by the end of the day, and I didn't realize for a long time that clothes aren't supposed to hurt. Like I just assumed that's how life was supposed to be, that clothing was supposed to hurt by the end of the day. But I was also that person, because remember I told you when I started, I wouldn't take my starting photo. So I had this mentality of, I can't get rid of these bigger clothes in case I need them again. So I had that kind of thoughts going on in my head about, what if I put the weight back on? I'm going to need these. I shouldn't get rid of them. And I held on to some things probably much too long. And I feel like that was a little detrimental by doing so, because I gave myself that out. And I gave myself that mentality of, you're probably not going to succeed at this.
Right.
And I shouldn't have done that. Like I said, I've come a very, very long way, but I was that person. So hopefully today's podcast can, if anybody else is feeling that way, I am team you. Yeah, I absolutely was that person who's thinking, I can't get rid of the bigger clothes because I'm going to need them again. But I've gotten much, much better when it comes to that. But like, I feel like you were really good with your stages of your weight loss. I think the first time I finally bought a smaller size, I was in a snug XL. Like XLs were getting really tight to the point where I would wear like a tank top underneath them, a longer one, because they would kind of curl up a little bit. So I'm telling you, I should have been in a 2X probably. And I remember I was at a store one time. I was shopping with my husband. We were in Upland, California. There's this really great coffee shop there called Rad Coffee. And so we went out to get Rad Coffee, and it was a little store on the street. And I remember I saw this, cause I'm a big horror person. I was just Frankenstein shirt that I wanted. And I held up a large, I think, cause I was like, oh yeah, well, I've lost weight. I could wear a large. And I told the guy, it was another size. And I said, hey, do you have this in a large? And he goes, is this for you? And I was like, yeah. He goes, that's not going to fit you. That's way too big. I was like, really? And so he grabbed me a medium, and I was like, okay. And I got home with it. I think I went and tried it on, and I almost started tearing up, because I was like, oh my gosh. Because I just hadn't. I was, I don't know if I like feared the like, oh, what if I feel like I did all of this work and I'm still in the bigger size, or what, you know what I mean? So for a long time I didn't check. And so I literally went from like an XL to a medium, like without ever realizing. So my clothes were just getting huge on me.
You were probably swimming in them. And that's another thing too. I feel like a lot of people, oh, well, I'll just wait until I'm X size and then I'll buy new clothes. But it's like, then you're swimming in clothes. And again, like how your clothes fit you affects like how you feel, like your confidence and your energy.
I was going to say that. So, I didn't realize how good I could feel in clothes until I started buying a more proper
the ones
size.
That fit you.
Yes. And then after it was all, I don't want to say like, it was all downhill after that. Like I was just like, whoa, let's get some new clothes. But then I really, as I started to get new clothes, I had to go through my closet, because I'm like, there were things I was just desperately holding on to. And like, I was like, well, this was my favorite shirt, but it was just so big on me now. What I actually did with those? I had 4 shirts that I was not willing to part with. Like one shirt says like, Friday is my second favorite F word. And like some of my other like horror like shirts that I get from this, I'll put a link to this, Shirt Punch. Shirt Punch has these mini sales. And then when they sell this one design, like after that sale's over, you never see it again. And it's like a 24-hour sale. So I had some shirts that are very unique, and I took them to a tailor, and I had it like, he put them on and he like pinned them down. And so they are my size again. And it was just a t-shirt, but I was like, I don't want to get rid of this. Like I want to keep this shirt.
Yeah.
So
like there's some clothes that
I did.
I'm really bad about taking things to the tailors, like holding on to them for dear life. I have like a couple of dresses that Seth got me that I'm like, I will never give these away, but I can't wear them because
Yeah.
they're not my size. So you're sharing that's kind of getting me motivated to just take them to the tailor because it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't take a lot of time um
Well,
to
like you
do
were
it.
saying,
It's just like a
with the resale, like it gave it new life. Like it was almost like a new
right.
shirt to me now, and I was really excited. I didn't have to get rid of it. Things though that there are two dresses that I've had at my heaviest, and I literally wore the other day. The dresses that have like the tie, because it'll tie back.
Yeah.
Because that literally will fit you because you just cinch it, tie it to your waist, and then it fits you again. But I went to go put them on the other day at one of them, and I was like, oh, look, this fits easy peasy. But I got to the radio station where I work at, and I was looking in the mirror, and I didn't realize how like stretched out the arms were because I didn't realize that it was like snug on my arms before. So the arms were a little loose, but like people thought that's just what the cut was.
How it looked like, yeah.
So I have two dresses that I've not had to get rid of because they said they just cinched up. So I did that a lot too, actually. When my pants weren't fitting me anymore and I didn't want to buy new pants, I wore a lot of dresses and a lot of leggings because leggings were snug, but like the size of your legging that you should wear is actually pretty snug. So you can go down, I feel like a couple of sizes and still wear the same leggings, even if they're not like super tight. They'll still like the elasticity of the waistband still fit for me. So also though, we were in the middle of a pandemic and I was working from home. So I did a lot of sweats and leggings because, I didn't have to wear real pants. So that was helpful. So sorry, everybody who has to wear real pants every day. I know sweats is not an option for everyone, but I did that too. Yeah, because I didn't want to buy new jeans. I didn't, like you said, I don't want to go to the store and buy them and try them on. But one thing that I did do, which I loved and I would love to keep doing, was StitchFix. Have you ever done StitchFix?
I did try it like once or twice, and it was when I was still plus size, and I felt like some of it, for me, I was like, it's a little pricey and not my aesthetic, like maybe the straight sizes have a little bit more variety of like young clothes.
I think I was already in like the smaller sizes when I started. And honestly, I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to Crime Junkie actually on a walk one day, and they had talked about it. And I was like, what is that? And I had heard it again. So I tried it because like we were saying, everything was closed. So that was what was really helpful with Stitch Fix. And because with Stitch Fix, like you go on and you tell them exactly what size you are, what kind of activities you do, what kind of clothes you're looking for, what's your price range. And then once they send it to you, they already have a return bag in there, like so literally you just keep what you want to keep, or you can return everything right then and there.
Yeah.
And like the monthly fee that you pay for it, that entire amount goes into your purchase. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's, I don't know, but I love
apply
that.
it to the purchase. Yeah.
I thought great. Some of my, my new, cause like for one thing, I could try them on at home. So if it wasn't my size and I didn't feel comfortable in it, I didn't have to go like hand it back to the girl and be like, this didn't fit. So I liked that aspect of it, that I could try it on at home in the comfort of my own home. If it didn't fit, I could just send it back. But I really, really liked Stitch Fix. So I did that for a while actually. And I would love to keep doing it too. But yeah, that was a good one.
Another great resource for shopping affordably and secondhand is ThredUp. And ThredUp is online. It's like an online thrift store. They carry so many brands. They carry straight sizes and plus sizes. You can sift through like if you want athletic wear, if you want jeans, or if you want dresses, and it's all secondhand and it's all marked down extremely from the like MSRP, like retail price.
Yeah.
And you can also sell your clothes through ThredUp, so you can send it to them and they'll do all that work for you of like posting it, it's and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend looking into like Stitch Fix, ThredUp, these places where you
I
can
think Gwynnie Bee, right? Gwynnie Bee is another one.
Oh, Gwynnie Bee's another one. More of like those subscription type services, but oftentimes you can do one-off, and then you can get an idea of like what your style is, or what your fit is, or what you're comfortable in. And then I think as you're continuing to lose as well, like we don't have to reinvent our wardrobe every 20 or 30 pounds. It's just like thinking about the basics that you need. Like I think about my basics as like a pair of jeans, a pair of jean shorts, 1 to 2 pairs of dress pants for when I'm teaching, or like a couple of dresses, and you can rotate things out, and just shake things up with accessories or things like that.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
When I try to shop, or when I'm shopping, I try to think like, oh, this fits me now, and it would still look good if I ended up losing another 10, 15 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
it's for a flowier fit, or like more
Yeah.
forgiving, if you will, or like you said, like it has the cinch in capabilities,
Hmm.
or, for things to adjust. So those are just some things to think about so you don't end up spending a
I
lot of
mentioned that
money.
this was our topic this week in our WW workshop this last week. And I had a member hop on and she goes, "Oh, for your podcast next week, you can use this." I just thought it was so funny that she told me that. But she did the resale shops. And so what she
Mhm.
did is she would go shopping at the resale stores, get the clothes, and then she'd wear them for a little bit. She's like, I would take really good care of them. And then once they got too big to me, I would sell them back to the resale shops and just
Mhm.
keep it going. And I was like, I never, ever, ever thought to do that. And that is such a
Yeah.
fabulous idea. And there's
Yeah.
another WW coach, Coach Adira. She actually has lost just over 100 pounds like we have. And she's all about the thrift store. She's like, I'm not going
Yeah,
to
she's like a
spend.
Goodwill queen, and
Yes. And
she finds
she
some really
looks like
fun
she's
stuff.
like very high fashion, but she's like, girl, this was like $4. Like
Right.
she really, really utilizes that. Because same thing. She's like, I'm not going to spend a ton of money on clothes that I might not wear, a few months from now. So, she really thought about that. And so, but she's the same way. I think she also resells them back once they didn't fit her anymore. But, oh
Mhm.
yeah, just being thrifty, being creative, even not even thrifty, just being creative with how we go about it. I think.
Yeah. And
Could be
staying
really
on top
fun.
of it. Staying on top of it. Because it makes it easier if you do things in small chunks
Oh
than if
yeah.
you're like, oh snap, I don't have, all my clothes are too big, and going through my closet is very overwhelming. Right? Like,
Yeah.
it can be a big chore, like even for
Yeah.
a smaller closet, just because a lot of it has sentimental value or whatever
Mm-hmm.
the case may be. So
Yeah.
I think it's definitely, what, I just want to celebrate. This is like kind of on topic. So for those that know, is that I have lost, my 100 pounds, and I've maintained, and I'm back on the losing train right now. But it was so nice to be able to go into my closet and fit into my summer clothes from
Yeah.
last year,
Mm-hmm.
because every year that is like, are my clothes going to fit? Or
Yeah.
like, is this
Yeah.
going to work this year, or is this going to be uncomfortable, or whatever the case may be. So it was just really nice to be able to shop my own closet.
That is a
Non-scale
nice little
victory
non-scale
of
victory. Yeah.
protecting, because it's so easy to think about, oh, I could have lost like X amount of weight by now, but it's like, oh, I could have gained back
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my weight since last summer, so
Yeah.
the fact that the clothes still fit is such a nice feeling.
I know.
Yeah.
Whew, I know. I mean, like I said, I feel like this wasn't a really deep conversation, but I do feel like it can get there, like when it comes to that emotional end of, what we're wearing and how we feel. But so hopefully, Kari, I wish I knew which way to pronounce it, but hopefully that answered your question about kind of what we did and how we went about. Because like I said, that could be at any stage of your life too. I feel like that, like when you think about like kids' clothes too, because they are just growing so rapidly. Like, hey man, why
Right.
not utilize that with smaller kids too? But however you want to do it, like I said, just get creative. I think it's fun. Woo! All right, so it is time now to wrap it up. So we have our star goals and recommendations. So who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
My star goal this week is, I'm shaking it up. So I did the smaller portion plates, and I'm going to continue that, but I don't think it needs to be like a forefront of mind kind
Okay.
of goal, because I've had a really easy time of just include, one meal on a smaller plate.
Good.
So this week I'm going to spend at minimum 5 minutes on Connect in the morning. For those that don't know, Connect is like WW social media. And I really love Connect. I love when I'm on
Me
there,
too.
but it's not always a part of my routine. And, as a coach, we have our own Connect groups, and I really like to stay in touch with the members there and comment and like on all their posts. So I feel like I will have a lot of joy incorporating that into my morning routine. So
I like
5
it.
minutes in Connect minimum. I
Yeah.
can do more, but at least 5 minutes every day this week. And I've already accomplished today.
Yay.
And then did I do my recommendation?
Nope.
No. Poshmark. Download Poshmark. If you ever want to promote your Poshmark, feel free to reach out to me on Maggie Tracks Magic Instagram, or through our podcast is fine. Rachel can let me know.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to share your your Poshmark to my Instagram so that it can get some more traffic, because I really think that it's a fun way to, get rid of things that aren't serving you anymore and then have some money to reinvest back into your
I think that's a
wardrobe.
great idea. I have this, I don't even know where this fly came from. I'm like, if y'all are watching me on YouTube, I'm not crazy. Like, this one fly came out of nowhere and it's driving me crazy. Okay, so focus. So my star goal, I don't feel like I've cleaned up my closet in about a year. And I've not changed my size. However, like I said, there were some things I was still just kind of holding on to. So I just want to go back through everything and make sure that it's the things that I love the most and things that I really want to utilize. Because I have purchased some like newer things last summer, and like I don't know if my brain goes back to, oh, I just need to wear jeans and a t-shirt. I just need to wear jeans and a t-shirt. Because that's kind of how I hid myself before. And I'm like, full transparency and honesty, I didn't do laundry for like 2 weeks because it was hot and I was just like, I was so busy, but I had so many clothes. Like I was like, oh, I forgot about that romper I got last summer. Oh, I forgot about that maxi dress. So I was like really and my husband was like, why are you dressing up so much? And I was like, because all my other clothes are dirty. So now I'm getting all my cute stuff. So I really need to like pull all of my cuter things that I feel really good in to the front, like front and center, go through everything else and make sure that I just like have everything there. So that's my goal this week. And then my recommendation, I actually have kind of a challenge. I want to see as many people as I can. I want you guys to take $10. I want you to go to a thrift store or a resale store and see what you can find. And if you do that, I want you to post it on Instagram and tag us, because I want to see the kinds of things like I think I want to try that this week too.
I want to do the challenge too now. Like, what?
Take $10.
I'm going.
And I want to go see what we do. Have you seen the challenge that people do? And it's called like the wear what you get challenge. And they go to a thrift store and like one person has to close their eyes and just run their hand over the thing, and another person watching tells them to stop, and whatever their hand lands on is what they have to wear out that night.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
And it's gonna be really funny, because like, the person who's watching can truly do some funny damage to this other person because they like know exactly what their hand is on. But I just think that's so fun. I think we need to have more fun with life like that. So all right, do you want to do the closing quote?
Yes, sure thing. Let me get that up for us. So the quote is by an unknown author, but it says, "Self-confidence is a superpower. Once you start believing in yourself, magic starts happening."
I thought that was very appropriate for the both of us, because I'm big on superheroes and you're big on magic. So
the best
it's like we could have written that.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, it's time to wrap it up. So I got to say it. So thanks for dropping by.
Have a magical day. Thank you.
Bye.